I'd like to move on to session 1 entitled Introduction of Holistic Education in Egypt. First, we'd like to welcome Ms. Ria Iwasaki, Director, Basic Education Team 2, Japan International Cooperation Agency. She will introduce the efforts of Japanese-style education focusing on extracurricular activities or tokkatsu in Egypt. Ms. Iwasaki, the floor is yours. And thank you for the kind introduction and a great opportunity to speak before you today. My name is Ria Iwasaki, Director, Basic Education Team 2, JICA, and primarily focusing on education development in Africa. So today, I'd like to talk about the extracurricular activities we are doing together with the Ministry of Education in Egypt. As many of you know, currently in Egypt, they are promoting Japanese-style education in Egypt public education system. Why is that? The reason being is that because of the visit by President Sisi of Egypt, he visited Japanese public schools, elementary schools, and he was pretty much impressed by the way we teach children in elementary schools. So let me focus on the differences between Egypt public education and the Japanese public education. There are a couple of differences here. So what we want from our children is that in Egypt, they primarily focused on academic skills. But in Japan, as you will know, there's a sort of balanced approach, sort of holistic approach for education to become a better person, not only with academic skills, and also with regards to teaching method. In Egypt, teachers will provide sort of one-way knowledge departing method, but in Japan, there will be more interactive class where teachers and students learn together. And also 70 to 80 pupils are in one class in Egypt, but in Japan, the maximum number will be 35 pupils per class. And also, and the design of school buildings, there's some differences between Egypt and in Japan. So with these differences in mind and also the strong motivation by President Sisi, both governments signed Egypt-Japan Education Partnership, or called EGIP. This is to strengthen capacity of Egyptian youth to enhance prosperity, peace, stability, and development of Egypt and Japan, Egypt joint statement. So this is all across from elementary school to high school or even tertiary education. So under this partnership, both governments have conducted many activities. This is to coordination, group working, or discipline. This is to holistic approach to become a better person. That's the whole purpose of this education. And I'd like to talk about those examples, what we have done so far. So in 2016, there was a signing of a declaration, and since 2017, JICA has provided support and assistance to Egyptian public education system. First, we did some investigation, research, and then we created a model where we could provide teaching sessions and training sessions to Egyptian school teachers. And we started with 12 pilot schools, and then the scope has been expanding since then. And there was a turning point in 2018 because tokkatsu, extracurricular activities, is incorporated in the Egyptian public school curriculum, and this part is actually incorporated into schools all across Egypt. And the Egyptian government established Egypt-Japan School all across Egypt. And I'm going to show you some photos of EJS. This is public school institution, but they are modeled after Japanese-style education, and they built anew. And there is a vast difference between in terms of equipment and the curriculum. So let me explain what tokkatsu is. So we try to focus on a holistic approach and to nurture and teach children, develop children to become a better person. And that's our sole purpose of incorporating this into Egyptian curriculum. What we focused on is that it's not a copy Japanese education, but the Egyptian education should be modeled after Japanese style education, including embedding the unique culture and traditions of Egypt as well. So while we're doing so, there will be some extracurricular activities that were not included in Japan, but this will be a vital part of Egyptian curriculum, and we call them as a whole Tokkatsu extracurricular activities. So daily coordinator classroom discussion where pupils take initiative in solving the problems they face, and also there's some morning and the end of day class meetings and a learning time session. There are so many activities in extracurricular activities or Tokkatsu. And there are some Tokkatsu basic program. This is the basic sort of components that are introduced all across Egyptian elementary schools. So since 2018, there was a vision to curriculum, and all schools should do this Tokkatsu. So let me show you some photos of what's being done, what's being done in Age of Japan schools. So there are some really wide playground. So this is not typical for Egyptian public education system, and the classroom is a little bit bigger, and it's more like a Japanese elementary school. And these are the photos of school children. This is a classroom discussion. So they do clean the classroom. So it's more like Japanese classroom, and there are separate desks and chairs. So each student has one desk and one chair. Typically in Egypt, there's one desk for 3 students. So it's quite a difference. And also we encourage teeth brushing and hand washing. In most Japanese schools, there are an area for toothbrushing and hand washing. So that equipment is included in the Egypt, Japan schools. So this is a photo of daily coordinators. So each pupil should do a daily coordinator. Everyone in the classroom should do that. And this is one of the favorite activities for Egyptian school children. So through these activities, in order to provide these activities, JICA has provided many technical assistance, much technical assistance, because this is the first attempt in Egypt. So first we had to provide training to Egyptian teachers. So we have to develop Tokkatsu officers who will teach Egyptian teachers. And also the concept of daily coordinators or cleaning the classroom, that's something that teachers have to do together with school children. So that's why we have to provide manuals and guidelines. And also as part of technical assistance, we have a strong commitment by the Egyptian government. And as I said earlier, Tokkatsu has been incorporated in the Egyptian public curriculum. And we provide Tokkatsu officers, and we train teachers. We hire Tokkatsu officers. These are all initiatives taken by the Egyptian government. They also hire Japanese teachers so that they can provide trainings on a regular basis to Egyptian teachers, and that shows a strong commitment by the Egyptian government. So through these efforts, initiatives, here are the sort of results, what we've seen so far. There are 55 Egypt-Japan schools all across in Egypt, and 16,000 students are learning and practice Tokkatsu. And outside of EJS focus, about 400,000 pupils are practicing Tokkatsu in their schools. And we see some tangible changes because we implemented this program 5 or 6 years ago. So since this program is incorporated in Egyptian curriculum, and we get some feedback with regards to the changes in behavior of school children. So we did questionnaire for teachers and parents for typical schools that are they do not have Tokkatsu. Compared to those schools, schools with Tokkatsu, we see significant changes in behavior of school children. And so we have to further expand this program to all schools in Egypt. So what we're going to do next is here. So the Egyptian government is trying to expand the Tokkatsu activities all across Egypt, Egyptian public schools. So they have to strengthen the organization, and they have to further provide the teachers. They have to train teachers that can do Tokkatsu. And also for EJS, we have to provide Tokkatsu in secondary education environment, because those who graduates EJS elementary schools now become secondary junior high school students. So EJS is a sort of model school, but we have only see the beginning of the Tokkatsu activities in other public education environments. So first we have to provide more teachers. And also we have to monitor the results of Tokkatsu, because this will be an ongoing initiative. So I pretty much talked about what we do as JICA to provide assistance to Egyptian public school system, but today, there are so many people from academia, from the government, from public sector, and together with you, we want to support our counterparts, Egyptian teachers, going forward. And we actually received some questions before this talk, because there are some children who cannot go to school, and I don't have much time to talk about what we do as JICA for those children who cannot make to go to school. But we have some assistance programs for those children. So in December 2023, we published a monthly magazine, and we put some feature articles about those assistance programs that we do, JICA for Africa. So again, thank you very much for this opportunity to speak before you, and that's it from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Iwasaki.